welcome back to Michigan Living with Jeff. All right, for now, it's about I have a financial thing I want to be able to talk about. Seems like there's inflation is still at a record high, but a few items are actually getting cheaper. Cheaper, not cheap. All right, so let's talk about them, shall we? All right, seems like the inflation in the U.S. is notched, say it with us, another 4-decade high. Yay! Consumer prices increased a staggering 9.1% in the 12 months ending in June, which is the largest increase since November 1981. According to the new data from Labor Department, this past May, the inflation rate was 8.6%. Just since then, prices have risen another 1.3%. With each passing month, economists and consumers alike have been hoping that inflation will peak. The latest numbers released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics Wednesday offer no such relief. Overall, prices are climbing higher than expected, blowing past predictions that June's inflation rate would rise slightly from May. A few key areas are driving June's record high inflation. Food at home, aka groceries, rose 12.2% year over year. Yeah, it seems more than that, don't it? With the cost of coffee and chicken up nearly 16% and 19%. A 19% increase in chicken cost. Over the same period of time, rents rose 5.8%. The biggest jump since 1986. It's not going to be going down. Meanwhile, the price of gasoline was surprisingly astronomical, soaring nearly 60% compared to the previous year. According to the Automotive Club, AAA, the national average of gasoline regular gas hit an all-time high in June of $5.01. But in recent weeks, the price of gasoline has plunged in many areas. That's good. Following a steady drop in oil markets. Because of the decreases happening in late June and July, they're not affecting the Labor Department's inflation numbers. Certain major metropolitan areas are getting hit by inflation especially hard. The inflation rate exceeded 10% in Baltimore, Detroit, Houston, Miami, Phoenix, and Seattle, according to the Labor Department. Detroit, us. Boy, aren't we lucky. Now, the good news on inflation is that while the overall inflation rate is alarming, experts say there's a silver lining, a so-called core inflation, which is a measure that looks at price increase without factoring in volatile energy and food prices. Those are the most key ones. Is much lower than the overall number, coming at 5.9. I love it when people try to be able to sway the numbers in order to make it seem better than it really is. After all, in Savet, just like this person here in Savet, we don't need to be able to factor in the price increases with volatile energy or food. After all, those things aren't needed. They don't impact much. Yeah, okay. The underlying rate of price increases in most parts of the economy is nowhere near 9.1. Yeah, more like 12, 15.1. Feels like it anyways. An economist professor at the University of Michigan during an inflation panel hosted by the Brookings Institute Wednesday. That's not stating that the numbers are inaccurate, because they're not. But instead, most prices are rising at 4 to 5%. In a few areas, prices actually decreased. One of the areas so far is airfare. Riding the sky is getting a little bit cheaper. While airline prices are up 34%, they fell 1.8% for May. Fueling prices is also being determined by two factors: fuel and labor costs. Ta-da! Car rentals. Vehicle shortages at rental agencies have caused prices to spike in many areas, but overall the cost of renting a car or truck is starting to fall. Annually, prices dropped 7.7%. Since May, they slid another 2.2%, seasonally adjusted. Oh, so in other words, than wherever they normally slide, but so they took that into account, so they only made it 2.2. Now, car rentals. I know that there's a big problem. Some of the car rentals was the fact that, like in spring and all this sort of stuff, with people all of a sudden trying to be able to get plane tickets, and all of a sudden they were stopped at an airport, like with a layover, and then all of a sudden there just wasn't another plane to take them to their final destination. Because I actually have a buddy and stuff for that. He's in the Army. He took a vacation to Atlanta, Georgia. He had a layover. He actually went down to Florida. That was just a flight. Flying him to Florida in order to be able to have a straight jump up to Detroit. But anyways, he got on the flight, went down to Florida, got into Miami. Great, whatever. Going to his next flight so he can be able to make his way home. Guess what? All of a sudden his flight was canceled. And there wouldn't be one for at least another day. And maybe he might be able to get on that one. Well, he has to, arrive, and he has to, go into work, shall we say. He's military. He can't be AWOL. So he's, he was not happy. So first thing I did, when he called me, I was like, what am I gonna do? He was like, drive. If you just, go for it, you can be able to drive from Florida to here, and it's not gonna be friendly, but at least you can be here. He was like, I already went down to all the car rentals. They're empty. Like, oh no, because everybody else thought the exact same thing. It was like, okay, well, if we can't make it by airplane, there's no guarantees. We need to get home. So I guess everybody just went down to the rentals down in the airport and took them all, because his flight wasn't the only one canceled. And I'm hearing that they're still having issues, and so flights just canceling crap loads of flights. Somebody even asked me, it's like, well, you and your boy and somebody taking your, your vacation this year? No. Why would I be going out to Florida and stuff like that if I can't even reliably be able to know, okay, well, I got a ticket, me and my son have a round ticket in order to be able to go down to Florida and come back, but who says and stuff like that, or if they won't just cancel on me? I'm not willing to risk it. Sorry. Especially, when I'm, dragging along my son. Oh, no, it's not worth it. Let's see now. Besides that, consumer electronics has also fallen. Industry experts have noted that many large retailers have a large surplus of electronic goods and are slashing prices to reduce their inventory. I'll get to that. These recent price cuts are reflected in the inflation report. Okay, that's nice. It's also because, I don't know if he knows the person who wrote this or not, but this is also in July. And this is basically Christmas in July. In fact, I should probably make an entire thing on this. But the short of it is that you can't consider any of that, with especially with clothes or a bunch of stuff, because companies and stuff like that were ordering product, but they weren't able to get them in. So they were only getting like 30% of whatever it is that they ordered. They only received 30% of it. So then, in order to make up for it, the company started ordering 3 times as much to be able to get what exactly they actually need. Well, guess what? Now, all of a sudden, all those orders are actually being shipped, and now a bunch of companies now have 3 times what they need. So now they're flush with products, and everyone's going, crap. All right. Hotels. Compared to May, lodging costs at hotels and motels have decreased by 3.3%. Ooh. Though they are up 11.5% annually. Oh, okay, they're still up. Meat, now this part actually matters. Meatflation took hold late last fall, sending the prices for several types of meat soaring. I know I got a bunch of meat in my freezer downstairs. Overall, meat prices are 1.3% lower than May, with beef, veal, and pork seeing across-the-board declines. Chicken is a notable outlier, with prices jumping nearly 20% from last June and 1.7% from just May. Yeah. So when it comes down to that and stuff, that's right. I was going to be doing a whole thing on how to save money. But all right. So that's what's going on currently with everything. All right, as of July, middle of July. You're probably going to be getting a whole bunch of sales. I know that Amazon just had their Amazon Day, where they slashed a bunch of stuff conveniently because they had a whole bunch of surplus. So, hopefully some of you are able to get in on that Prime Day. That's what it was. But all right, so that's what's going on with inflation at the moment. So things are looking a little bit better, but with the Fed and stuff talking about raising interest rates 1%, it's but do what you can. All right, so that's what's going on. So now you know. All right. Like, share, and do any comments down below. All right. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.